the third thing that Glenda shared with us today, is the three most powerful things that are destroying the church today.
That's right.
Beauty, music, and money.
That's right.
And we've glorified them all, haven't we?
Yes. When I was taken to hell, I saw preachers preaching in hell. And I began to weep, and I asked the angel, what is this? And he said these were preachers that were full of fear of losing their tithe, their money.
Wow.
So they compromised. Then I saw lots and lots of congregations, but they couldn't see one another. And they were going like this, and they were cursing Jesus. And he said, these are the congregations that love to have it that way. Their ears tickle.
Wow.
But preachers, and he told me, if you don't preach the truth up there, you're going to preach it down here through eternity.
Oh, that's sad.
It's going to be preached.
So this is so amazing, these three things. Thank you for sharing those, because those are something that's really, I'm pondering a lot right now. But in 2007, God spoke to you about a coming election.
Yes.
It was startling. And so you just take your time now and relax.
Okay.
Because it's... but I'm not sure I should put this over television, because I'm afraid people will hate us for telling the truth. The truth does cause people to rear up sometimes.
It causes persecution. The truth does. But the truth is the only thing that's going to make people free.
So this was back in 2007 that the word first came to you. And what was that word?
I had a vision, and I saw this man. And I never knew this man, never seen him in my life. And I said, who is this, Lord? And he said, your next president. And he gave me his name. And many of the are supposedly supposed to be God's people voted for him. Well, you're supposed to know who labors among you. That means even in the White House.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me he's going to win 2 terms. And I was telling Sid Roth, and he said, I just don't believe he's going to get in a second term. And Ralph Wilkerson told me the same thing. And I go, why? And they said, because all the major prophets, the big prophets, have prophesied the other guy is coming in. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, I haven't been talking to Mickey Mouse. I talked to God. Mm-hmm. And I said, I don't care, and I'm not putting them down. And when the election comes, we know who won.
So,
and the third time,
people were even arguing with you that,
yes,
that our president would not be reelected.
Yes.
Most people really, in the Christian circles, thought he would not be reelected at that point. But you were told, like years before, he would serve 2 terms.
That's right.
So you were stubborn, right? No,
right.
Faith. That's faith.
Yeah.
Right? Stubborn faith.
Not the bulldog. But I even had one, I won't mention no names, he called me and he said, he just hollered at me and said, you're wrong, like that. And I said, well, brother, if you don't believe me, why don't you pray about it? And but Obama won. And it was like he came out of nowhere. You know, he just appeared out of nowhere. And then God told me, I showed me another vision. I seen in the White House, it was like I was there all at once, watching it. And I saw some Muslim men speaking to him, and he was saying, I got to stay in the White House. It's my destiny. He just was speaking that way. And they said, well, how do you get to stay? And he said, martial law. And they said, know how to stir the trouble up. So they said, we'll go out and you decree the martial law. 2 weeks ago he decreed it. Anybody see it? It was in Baltimore. I went to Baltimore before it ever happened. I prophesied in their church that the Muslims were going to stir their youth up to fight against authority, to go against the law, shooting one another, but it was going to be the Muslims do it. And it was going to intensify. And they were going to go from state to state to state. And that's how it's been. Watch, it'll be in another state. That many cops don't shoot that many kids, and that many kids get mad at cops. It's never happened before. And people can't see it's the undercover work of the devil behind it. And so Obama came out and said martial law. And the reason they're going to do it this way, God said, first of all, it's going to last till 2016. They're going to keep doing it. So it'll be in force when the election. And then number 2, people are going to accept it because they're going to feel safe. Well, this will keep riots down, this will keep it, and we feel safer if the martial law's here with us. But that's not to make you safe or anything. That is the undercover work, sneaky work of the devil and his men. I had a pastor tell me that in Southern California, he said he had been fasting and praying, and God says, don't fear the homosexuals. Fear the Muslims. They're what's coming in, going to move in, and it's going to turn America upside down. Because what they want to do, and God showed me in another vision, they were in the White House talking, and our president, how they go and take over nations, they bring the economy down to nothing. So you depend on them.
Glenda, what happened in Baltimore martial law is a pretty interesting thing. But don't you think that martial law is going to become a lot bigger than that?
Oh,
do you see a martial law extending through large regions of the United States?
Yes, it's going to intensify until it just takes over the entire America.
Wow.
That's what it's going to do.
If the grid goes down, they will declare martial law. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
So just remember, if the enemies, they have to declare it because they're trying to keep, otherwise they're going to kill everybody. I mean, they're going to kill everybody. And they're going to eat each other. They're going to kill each other. They're going to steal food. It'll be such hell on earth that they will declare martial law. So I think, God gave you a little insight, not a little, a big insight perhaps of what's coming.
That's one way. Martial law has always brought down the economy. And people don't realize when it's in a country and it starts going big, the economy falls.
Wow.
One day you may get up, and I really believe this, and go to the bank and your money will not be there.
That's right.
You won't be able to touch it.
And in martial law, they can tell you whether you can go across the street or not. They can tell you whether you can go out of your house or
That's
not.
right.
You have the zones you can go to. And then they come to your house and just follow me, cameraman. I'm moving up. They come into your house and they say, we want this. We want this. This is all to the government now. This all belongs to the government. We're going to share with everybody.